Hello and welcome back to another episode of Why So Sidious, a Nerd Podcast. Joining me today are my co-hosts, Jeremy, and Dave will be coming in very soon. Don't worry, he'll be coming once I talk about Lord of the Rings. He'll pop up in no time. Don't forget to check out some of our recent episodes. We did take a short little break. It is the summertime. We do have a little bit of a life outside of this, but we will be back soon. Of course, House of the Dragon comes out Sunday. We'll be covering that weekly. We did our two most recent reviews were Mandalorian and Grogu. That was Andy and I, and then all of us were together to cover the Boys series finale. So if you're late getting to that, or maybe late finishing the show, go check that out. Our most recent episode, besides A Week in Geek, is our Nerd Therapy, kind of fun, kicked back, ask some philosophical questions, some would you rathers, some fun stuff like that. So please go check it out. We had a fun time. Don't forget to check us out on social media at Why So Sidious Pod, Instagram, TikTok, X, and YouTube. Always posting daily content. Don't forget to check out the merch store, the website, panel bound comics. If you want a little discount, put in code Why So Sidious for a couple bucks off, depending on how big your purchase is.
Bucks off and a little support for the show.
That's right. And if you're in the live chat, feel free to drop a question, any news topics you think we might have missed throughout the show. You can throw them in there for us. So let's start off with, we'll wait for Dave. We'll wait for Dave for the Spider-Man trailer since he's coming soon. We'll wait for Dave on the Hunt for Gollum stuff. So I guess we'll kick it off with DC like he asked, since all the other stuff is pretty big. Sebastian Stan. So he was first rumored to be Harvey Dent. And, Scarlett Johansson was going to play his wife. They were going to be kind of the main, not the main, or maybe the side antagonist of the movie. And according to this new report, he will be playing Victor Zsasz. Am I saying that correctly? Victor Zsasz. And Brian Tyree Henry will play Harvey Dent. So are you familiar with Sebastian Stan's character? And do you think this is a good idea?
Victor Zsasz is a Batman rogue that I'm not very familiar with. I haven't read a single comic book where Victor Zsasz is playing a significant role. I've only seen him kind of show up every now and then. He was a character in Gotham. There was that show that came out.
I see that.
And I think people did like Victor Zsasz in that show, but he's a serial killer. He kind of, I don't know if he tattoos or cuts tally marks for each
carves
kill.
The tally mark. Yep.
All over his body. And then the Tyrese, what was his name for Two-Face?
Henry. Brian Tyree Henry. I think he's in he was in something recently. I forgot what it is.
Yeah, I totally seen that dude, and I like him as an actor. I'm actually really pumped about that casting for Two-Face. And Victor Zsasz, don't know much about. Two-Face, going with this dude who's a great actor. I'm trying to remember. He was in Eternals. He was.
Oh, that's right.
The architectural engineer guy.
Right.
So he's a good actor. I've seen him in another couple of things. But I do like that they're doing all these like ground level rogues that are just serial killers or gangsters, right? This is your epic crime saga, which it's been officially deemed. And they're really going with those grounded villains. And Zsasz is a scary dude. I mean, carving all his kill counts onto his body. With Sebastian Stan, though, like I haven't seen anything out of Winter Soldier from Sebastian Stan, but he seems like a really solid actor. And to see him get a little twisted and dark, that seems like really fun. Like I'm really down for that.
Me too.
And I'm honestly just happy Two-Face is in the movie. Last time we got Two-Face was Tommy Lee Jones and terrible Batman movies. Sorry. I mean, of course,
kind of.
Right. They kind of flipped his origin into that, but really excited to see a Two-Face in action, because in The Dark Knight we kind of just saw the origin of Two-Face, and it kind of came to a conclusion and he died real fast. So we didn't get a full-blown Two-Face. Kind of hope Two-Face is the main villain. That'd be a lot of fun. But I'm pretty happy with these castings, and I'm really happy that with the villains that they're using. That's a really cool couple picks from Batman's Rogues Gallery.
Yeah, when you hear Sebastian Stan's playing Zsasz, you're thinking, who is this person? But Says he was born into wealth, lost his fortune gambling, and after being attacked, discovered a
Oh,
new
man.
purpose, killing as a favor to others. So it seems like the perfect type of villain for the Robert Pattinson universe, especially coming off the first movie. So Dave, welcome into the show. We're on our first topic still, so you're good. But we have Sebastian Stan playing Victor Zsasz instead of Harvey Dent. So do you like this switch for him?
Real quick, was this officially confirmed? I never saw if it was. Was this like an official report? Because I saw it as a really big rumor, but I never saw it officially confirmed yet. It could be totally.
I think it's
a
official,
rumor. It's a
but I'm
rumor.
like a good
It's a rumor.
80%
Okay.
on that.
I was going to
Because
say, I
big
never saw
trades were
them
covering it.
I didn't see Matt Reeves or anybody actually come out. I saw like Daniel RPK and a couple other pages say that, but I've yet to see the actual movie producers, directors, writers confirming it.
It was from the In Schneider.
In Snyder. And he's right about, I'd say, half the time. He's better than My Time to Shine. Hello. We
have Brian Tyree Henry as Harvey Dent.
Yeah. So if that is the case, I would prefer Sebastian Stan to be Harvey Dent over Brian Tyree Henry. He's been in some good stuff. But that being said, I'm not going to hate Sebastian Stan playing a psychopath like Victor Zsasz either. That could be pretty interesting, especially in this dark universe with Matt Reeves. So I prefer Two-Face to be played by Sebastian Stan, but it's a good alternate if so.
Yeah.
Remember that dude from Eternals? He's in Eternals. Mm-hmm. And what else?
Fastus, I think his name was. He's in the Godzilla movies, but he's a terrible character in the Godzilla movies.
That's true.
Atlanta is a big show he's been on. He's been in a lot of shows and movies in smaller roles, but I liked him in Eternals. Yeah.
So our other piece of DC news, James Gunn confirms a Jimmy Olsen and Gorilla Grodd show is happening. It's one of my favorite projects. We start filming soon. So I guess if this is like a little 6-episode max series, it could be fun, but like, does it seem like kind of a waste of time? Or is James Gunn just obsessed with the Superman universe? JD?
Well, Gorilla Grodd and Jimmy Olsen are like the farthest characters from each other. I don't understand that at all. So I don't know what.
Who is Gorilla Grodd?
Gorilla Grodd is primarily a Flash villain. He is a Flash villain, and he is a monkey that can. He's telekinetic, and he could read minds and stuff and influence your mind. So, kind of Planet of the Apes-ish. Except they actually have these mind powers, but his powers do come from the Speed Force. That's the only reason that I'm a little bit excited about this. Gorilla Grodd is one of my least favorite villains in comics. But if you're gonna connect that to the Flash, it kind of makes it exciting for me. And I'm not gonna lie, I'm a little excited to see what the hell they do with intelligent apes in the DC universe. So that makes it way better for me. And I don't even like the villain. A Jimmy Olsen investigative journalism show gives me zero excitement. I'm gonna be honest. Like, they might try to do something like Wonder Man, where there's no superhero, no action, but this really good character study. But still, with Jimmy Olsen, I just don't really want that at all. I really hope he's investigating like purely meta things, superhero things. Like he's investigating possibly the Speed Force. But Gorilla Grodd being in there, as weird as it is, it does help. But still, this feels really weird, even weirder than Bane and Deathstroke, who don't have comic book history together intertwined whatsoever. But yet there's a movie with those two coming out. This feels so weird. But the Gorilla Grodd part being attached to Flash just makes it way more intriguing for me, but still not super pumped on this. It's kind of weird.
It's James Gunn has a thing for animals and humanizing animal characters. So that's the first thing that kind of comes with me with Gorilla Grodd here is James Gunn. That is his kind of character. I don't know if he's planning on being the one writing it or anything like that, but he loves personifying those animals.
Maybe his brother will play the role.
It's probably Sean, get ready. Time to put on the gorilla suit. I had no idea his powers stem from the Speed Force, so that is an interesting layer to it. I would say actually, so my only really experience with Gorilla Grodd is through the Injustice comics. Gorilla Grodd and a couple other aspects of that have a pretty key point during, I think, Injustice 2. Maybe it's in the first. They kind of blurred together for me. But I think it'd be an interesting character as a side character, as a villain. I feel like it's really weird to have his own show. But they've got to have plans to it to build a larger universe. That's my only thought of why you would do a show this early on a character like that. Weirdly enough, the Jimmy Olsen thing, I see potential if they do it right. And we've talked about this before, and it kind of gives that opportunity. I forget what the comic runs were, but it was in Marvel, and it was through it was either Secret Invasion or Civil War, and it was through the newspaper essentially. And there were like a 6-issue run of the reporters, and we're seeing all these different angles of this event playing out from an outside perspective, which was really cool. It was surprisingly entertaining issues that I was reading. I was like, okay, this is actually, we're getting totally different sides, the public talking about these crazy events happening across New York City and the world. So if they did something like that with Jimmy Olsen, where we got like a hero of the week backstory or something like that, where we were fleshing out different angles of heroes, I'm totally here for it. If we're going to try to make a She-Hulk-ish, Wonder Man-ish style show just about a newspaper and like talk about some D-list characters, then I am not interested at all. But if they decide to go all out with this and actually make this a worthwhile show, this could be a really fresh take on the whole superhero spin for a TV show. But I don't know if they have the balls. We'll see.
Right. Because they couldn't that's a really good idea. And I like that, Dave, but I feel like the universe is so new too, to where you don't want to be introducing new characters in a Jimmy Olsen show. If it was like phase 3, phase 4, and it was like more lived in, I think that's a great idea for the show.
Maybe more B-list at this point. Yeah, because I agree. You don't want to introduce Batman through the Jimmy Olsen show.
Or even Flash.
You don't want to introduce, yeah, exactly.
Right.
But maybe we get Plastic Man in the Jimmy Olsen show. Hey, coming back to you. I'm never
there
going
it is, yeah. Your boy.
But yeah, I mean, it depends. It's very heavily dependent on what the actual direction of the show is.
Right.
I like that, yeah.
I like that too. All right. Let's do one piece of Star Wars news, then we'll get into our big topics of the day.
Oh, that's good, because we got some Star Wars questions in the chat too that are interesting. So go ahead, and then we can answer a couple of these Star Wars questions.
This is from the Insnider as well, but this is more of this seems a little easier to predict. Lucasfilm's reported new goal is to produce 2 series and 1 film a year. It is also rumored that featured films will no longer be standalone series, with all projects connecting to the next Star Wars saga. So Starfighter maybe Starfighter connects to the Rey New Order, who knows, but
I've heard.
But also
heard some rumors about that.
But also after Mandalorian and Grogu, which was, season 4 on the big screen, didn't lead to anything. So mid, so safe. I would like Star Wars movies in the theaters to mean something like the first 6 did. You know what I mean? So they're gonna make a movie, make it on a trilogy, make it the saga, whatever. Let's go back to what we loved before. How do you feel about 2 series and 1 movie a year?
It's too much. It's too much, especially once a year with Star Wars movies.
What if one's animated?
It took 7 years to get this Mando movie, and they just threw it out. Yeah, I mean, I don't trust them to not make it a cash grab, I guess, is my feeling on it. Especially based, and I know we're under new leadership, all right. So it's a new era of Star Wars, so they have a fresh slate to maybe not do that. But I just think that's too high of a demand. I think Star Wars is more special because it's in between, there's gaps, and when the movie does come, it's an event. I don't know if I want a Star Wars movie every single year. I don't think they can give us quality Star Wars movies once a year. And the show is 2 years. To me, I'm thinking maybe 1 show a year and a movie every 2 to 3 years.
Yeah.
2 shows a year, bro. You're talking in 3 years, we're going to have 6 new Star Wars shows. That's crazy. It's been 3 years since we got Ahsoka season 1. We're just going to have 6 shows. I don't know. I just, that's a lot. That's a lot.
If it's 1 live action, 1 animated, though, I would be down for 2 series a year. But I do think 1 movie a year is a little much.
Probably would work better.
It's better. That's better for sure. Yeah. It's just it's a lot.
Yeah, I mean, if they're good movies, it's not a problem. If they're
Yeah.
good shows, it's not a problem.
Totally.
But they have done the opposite of gain our trust this last 15 years with the stuff they've been putting out. If it's a couple Andor level shows every year, that's great. If it's a Rogue One level movie every year, that's great. But I'm like about done with Star Wars at this point, dude. After waiting so long for Mando and Grogu, and just to have that come out, it's just the opposite of bold. It's the opposite of taking swings. It's the opposite of the amazing source material that I'm about ready to just not. I'm just going to give up on Star Wars until they just go to the Old Republic. I'm done.
That's at least he's doing good at the box office.
You can't give in.
And man, I've about had it. Okay, with this franchise, and really the switch up in the hierarchy is putting Dave Filoni in there, which all he does is his little Clone Wars characters, and I'm not even excited about it. So
Andy is strong, to be
honest. I'm just like that, and that's fine. We need a little diversity on the show on Star Wars opinions, and I'll just be the hater when it comes to Star Wars. Okay, I'm going to assume that role because
we've got a Filoni hater already. We've got a Filoni hater.
That's a Filoni hater, but loves Star Wars. I'm starting to just fall out of love with Star Wars at this point, dude. Like
you're full on. Take that poster off your wall.
Fucking Empire and Rogue One for the rest of my life. No, I want new Star Wars things to have in the arsenal of things to rewatch. And I'm just over it. They have great characters and great Sith lore and Jedi lore to work with. Even a Mandalorian war to work with Jedi involved. And they're just like, no, we'll do Mando and Grogu. I'm this close. I'm about done.
Mando and Grogu was just such a waste of time. Like, let's be honest.
And it's sad because it's not even that bad of a movie. It's just like, at this time in the franchise's legacy or career, or whatever you want to call it, it's just that's not the movie we needed right now.
Yeah. Well, you're talking about Old Republic, so Angie 23 in the chat here has been dropping a couple Star Wars questions, so want to shout him out here. He asked, "Do you and your friends think Keanu Reeves would play a great Darth Revan? And if you watched Maul Shadow Lord, do you think the pink Twi'lek Devon will become Darth Talon?" So two-parter. I know we've talked about the Keanu Reeves. We've talked about Keanu Reeves and Darth Revan a few times over.
No, someone asked that exact question last time.
Angie, did you ask this in an episode I wasn't in already? Are you tricking me here?
We answered. Maybe it was someone else
getting second.
Because I remember we said Keanu Reeves is a little too old now, and I think that Devon is gonna be a Darth Talon-esque character without actually being Darth Talon. They're gonna kind of take that character from Legends and make their own version of it, which is going to be awesome.
Yeah, I totally agree with that. So you answered it for me. I don't know. Jay, do you have any other alternative thoughts on
I have
that?
a question for you guys. Who is Darth Talon?
Darth Talon. So Darth Talon is a Sith apprentice, red skin Twi'lek with the tattoos of Darth Maul, like pretty sexualized character too, if we're being honest. If you go look at any fan art, it's quite obvious. It's like a comic book character. But she's a Sith apprentice in the future, though. In Legends. So it's way far
post
ahead
heir
of
to the Empire.
Yeah, way off in the future. But she's
not way off though.
No, you're right. It's not like thousands of years ahead, but it's ahead of time in the New Republic era, past that. But she's a cool character. Again, it's Legends. She doesn't have a ton of stuff. I think there's more fan stuff than there is of actual source material of Darth Talon. But go ahead and type her in and you'll see what I'm talking about. But I don't think they're going to go that route for multiple reasons. But I mean, she could be named Darth Talon. I mean, the Darth name is just something that the master gives the apprentice there. So they very easily could do that and have Maul give Devon the name Darth Talon as his apprentice. But I don't think
she could save the business though if they do it right, where we get like Maul Shadow Lord season 2, and then by the time she's older, we'd be like right into Rey's New Order. Like
and
her as like
out there,
like her at like 30 years old is Rey's New Order
going against Rey.
It's a perfect like timeline for that.
All right, love. Careful.
They
You're
put
making
that kind of care.
Rey stuff.
If they
so she could die.
It's just Star Wars hasn't shown they have that prudent thinking. like I hope they do. That sounds awesome. If you developed a future Star Wars trilogy villain in this Maul Shadow Lord show, I think that'd be epic. That'd be awesome.
They have
That's
plans for her. I don't know what it is, but it's something.
They do seem like they have plans with her, but hopefully it's just not season 2
Oh.
of Maul Shadow Lord.
Right. And she turns back as a Jedi and defeats Maul, doesn't kill him,
we
defeats
don't
him and
need
walks
that.
away.
Yeah.
We don't need that. Real quick, Angie, absolutely no problem. He says that probably was me. Sometimes I forget what channels I have and haven't been on. No worries, dude. We appreciate the activity in the comments there. And he did have he or she, sorry, I think I said he just naturally there. So
it's a
Angie,
girl.
apologies. Yeah, apologies, Angie. My fault. My fault.
90% of our viewers are men.
Louise,
Sorry.
It goes. But I've heard that Abeloth might be coming to Ahsoka season 2, and Natalie Portman might be returning as Padme, and Abeloth will take Padme's form to deceive Anakin. Interesting line of thought there. I don't know if Anakin can be deceived at this point, though, because he's going to be more of a flashback character or Darth Vader or dead. Yeah, he's dead. He's just dead at this point.
As dead as any dead animal.
We have heard the Abeloth rumors. I'm hoping they go with that, dude. I would love for them to just keep reaching into some crazy depths and bring in Abeloth. Abeloth is a pretty wild character. I would love for them to do that. And Ahsoka season 2, remind me, do we know when that's dropping? Is that 2027?
Early 2027. It was supposed to be fall 2026, but it got delayed.
Got it.
I'm not very familiar with Abeloth, but I do like them incorporating like some of the best. Like I said, there's source material. There's great characters out there to pick and choose from, and to, it's free game. You can do whatever you want with them. So let's use them.
Yeah, I mean, Abeloth. Just a quick. She is literally known as the Queen of the Stars and the Bringer of Chaos and the Destructor, or her 3 little nicknames. Another thing, go ahead and Google an image
dragons,
of her.
Breaker of
She looks horrifying. She's got all the titles there, but it's just a horrifying image of what she is. But eventually became the mother, which obviously ties into the father and the son and the whole Mortis arc that we've talked about through Clone Wars and that reappeared in the set.
That's why it rings a bell.
But it's pretty open. They could really go in their own direction with Abeloth and do whatever they really wanted. And I don't think people would lose their mind. Well, of course they lose their minds. It's Star Wars, but they could still change it and, have a little freedom with it and still make a really cool concept.
Well, at least Mando and Grogu is killing it in the box office, but we don't need to talk about that right now. Let's move on to our big topics of the day. Let's get into the Spider-Man Brand New Day trailer, releasing in theaters July 31st. Yes, we are. Yes, we are, Angie. And we're about to talk about that brand new trailer. So let's kind of go, not scene by scene, but let's talk about, the big moments from the trailer. Take some time. So we got Spider-Man and Scorpion facing off in the beginning, and Peter saying, I think I'm losing my mind. He has these black eyes, natural webs coming out of his arms now, like Tobey Maguire. Kind of what we
He's got a couple
saw.
Black guys?
Black eyes.
Just a couple henchmen.
Guy from Severance, he's in there.
Which leads to him going to Bruce Banner and asking for help. So, JD, how far do you think this mutation's going to go? I think he'll probably heal it, or, do you think he subdues it at the end, or you think he fully embraces it?
I don't know. It's such a not comic-y thing. It's so different, but man, if the premise of the movie is an overpowered Spider-Man, bro, I thought that was so sick, and he just slams Scorpion on that car. Like, Scorpion is not going to do shit. He's going to be in a hospital for the rest of that movie. Man, and going against the Hand, he did the black eyes there too, and he did that whole spinning thing where he webbed them all up, dude. This dealing with like a Spider-Man becoming too powerful sounds like the coolest premise of a movie, and we still have no idea who the villain is. So,
he needs it for Secret Wars, though.
I guess
he needs this level up,
dude.
Yeah, I mean,
people
I
have been
guess
theorizing
that
the symbiote comes in through this. They're theorizing that the symbiote somehow is connected to this power surge, which relates to Secret Wars and all that in the comics. I don't think that's what's happening here, but they're saying like the black eyes and everything, or maybe the symbiote now bonds to him because I don't I don't think it'll be connected to the symbiote, but
What about the people walking by and they're like talking to him, saying like, "I think I'm gonna go check out MJ." That's kind of a Venom
MJ.
symbiote kind of thing. You know what I mean?
Well,
It
it feels more like mind
in your
control.
mind.
It feels like Purple Man.
Mental. Symbiote's more physical spread, where this is like a mental shockwave that takes over everybody in the trailer.
It's weird.
I'm almost sold that it's Jean Grey. Enough of the nerdy trades are like sold on the fact that it's Jean Grey, and there's too much mind control. And that
would be crazy.
I was gonna say the opposite.
It would be crazy. I'm just sold because of the people who are covering it. John Campea, really credible, and he's like, yeah, this is the worst kept secret they got. It is Jean Grey. People are saying stuff like that, like
Sadie Sink, obviously, right?
Sadie Sink's character, and we see images of who that, maybe if it's Jean Grey or not. We see the image of I think the villain, the one with the hood on, a couple times in this trailer. Is it really like precise times, like when that I forgot the name of his actor, but he's talking to Spider-Man. He's like, "This is a threat we don't have any control of, a threat we can't even see." Right when he says that, you see a clip of that hooded figure. I'm just going to say Jean Grey, even if I'm wrong. She lifts her hand, and the next shot is this tank flipping over. And then when Hulk busts out, you saw a clip of that hooded figure raising the arms, like as if, she was the one. It was he or she, or it was the one that was like making Hulk go crazy. And that's the only reason why would Bruce Banner turn into Hulk and start fighting Spider-Man? It's got to be a villain controlling his mind.
Yeah, that was weird though, because in that Hulk clip, it shows Spider-Man walking and he picks up like this like watch that's maybe it looks like a time travel watch or like a stop your powers watch, and he's like, I'm not gonna let you do this. And Hulk goes, only if you can stop me. And he like literally turns into the Hulk right in front of him, and it's like, whoa, like, what's going on with Bruce Banner to make him do this in front of Spider-Man?
I think that audio clip was taken out of a different scene. I don't think that's in context. But that thing on his wrist in the beginning of the trailer, when Peter walks up to him in that class, he was like, Bruce Banner said, "If you find me without this thing on, run. You better run." That's what he's like, "Oh." So that's obviously keeping Bruce from becoming the Hulk. He figured that out, but for whatever reason, he did want the Savage Hulk, because otherwise, why not stay as your smart Hulk? You figured that out in your own way. But now you do want to be Bruce Banner, but you do want the Savage Hulk, but you have something to protect yourself so it doesn't get out of control. And this whatever villain it is, the villain is the one that's going to set Hulk loose, which we kind of theorized before the trailer, I mean. But super interesting.
I was coming in with the exact opposite take. So a lot of people are stating there was a toy that dropped of Jean Grey with pink powers floating around her, and a lot of people ran with that, going, "It's Jean Grey. That's her powers finally manifesting." They're doing the pink powers as in the comics when she uses certain abilities. Well, today I'm reading through it right now. 4 hours ago, it was just confirmed that that's fake. It's a Christine figure from Doctor Strange Multiverse of Madness with multiple AI layers over the top, giving her those pink little wavy things. And before I literally just saw that right now, saying they confirmed it was fake, which again, that's not everybody's reason. That was just a more recent thing where people were like, "Look at the new toy, like that confirms it's Jean Grey." I'm going in with, I don't think she's going to be Jean Grey. I know that's absolutely the majority opinion, but I don't think it's going to be it. And if it is, that's awesome. We're rolling into a movie that's a month away and we're still unsure of what characters are who. That never happens. We don't get movies where we roll into it not even knowing who people are going to be like this close to the movie. So I'm up for the surprise. If it ends up being Jean Grey, that's awesome. But if I were to place a bet on Kalshi right now, I'm going to bet on it not being Jean Grey. That's Sadie Sink. Final answer.
So who do you think the main villain will be then, Dave?
That's hard because it's obviously a mental thing. It's somebody with mind control powers. That's clearly the power that's happening right now. Apparently Mr. Negative was a big rumor heading into this. I guess he has telekinetic powers, mind control powers, which I wasn't aware of. But to me, if that's the case, that makes sense.
Alternate reality though, right?
I don't know. I looked it up. It said he has mind control powers, and I don't know if the game differs from the comics. Okay, So
Okay.
I'm not 100% sure about that character, but that is just kind of my feel for it. I don't know why. There's just something in my brain that's just like, I don't think she's Jean Grey. I don't think we're getting Jean Grey in this movie. I think it'll be a surprise villain, and I already forgot his name. What the fuck?
Kilgrave.
What did I just say? Mr. Negative.
No, Mr. Negative.
Kilgrave would be a crazy switch, but I would not be against that, especially if they brought David Tennant back to play him. I'm freaking there for it.
Who's that?
So I think it's a mind control thing. I wanted to. He's the villain in Jessica Jones. He's mind control.
Okay.
Pretty intimidating
Not
villain
bad.
in that season of Jessica Jones. Like, he just makes people kill themselves, and it's pretty intense. But I would just say, coming back to all that, no, that was my final thing on that. But what I wanted to say about the mind control scenes in the trailer, there was the scene where we see a shockwave emanate from the city, and it hits all of these people, and we almost get this weird visual showing the people, and Frank is walking through a crowd. And to me, it looked like Frank was the only one looking around at everybody else,
Unaffected.
what the hell just happened, whereas everybody else seemed to fall into a trance. Yeah, that's what I got from that scene. I was like, so maybe at some point somebody gave Frank something that helps with him to be able to resist it. I don't know, but from that sequence, to me, it looked like Frank wasn't affected by the mind control in that scene. So
true.
I love it though. We don't really know what's going to happen, and it's a month away. I really enjoy that. I'm really excited for this movie.
I don't know. Google AI is leaning towards Sadie Sink. That's all I'm saying.
Being Jean
No,
Grey.
it's the majority. Angie here, David, but the new villain can talk through people's minds. Jean Grey can do that. She absolutely can. The power set makes sense.
But
yeah, I don't know.
But I
The
get why
logic
you
is
would
there.
have reluctance, because like it's
Right.
Jean
It's
Grey
ballsy. It's ballsy.
in an MCU without X-Men. It's just like, it doesn't make any sense.
And
It doesn't. It's just people are all about it, apparently.
Yeah, no, I mean, it would be exciting. And it is interesting that Femke Janssen was one of the only people not invited back from the X-Men cast who played Jean Grey, coming back for Doomsday. And she's actually commented on it a couple of times, like she would have loved to have been invited back, but they just didn't. So trust me, there's plenty of reasons to think that I totally acknowledge is a logical reason, but I'm just going to bet it's not her.
So you guys familiar with the character William Metzger? It's an X-Men villain. He's in the movie. But played by actor Tremel Tillman. He's the leader of Damage Control and also part of like the anti-mutant thing. So he's like,
well, then he's not a mutant.
He's anti-mutant. Yeah.
Oh, I thought you just said he was a
close
mutant.
to the X, or close to the mutant world.
So that's a tease for Jean Grey, you know.
Yeah, well, and the whole conversation between Peter and Bruce is kind of about evolution and mutations of genetics and stuff. So I mean, again, there's plenty of stuff that would tie into it.
They do use the word mutation of DNA. So it's like, it's just, you don't ever think Spider-Man's going to open the door to X-Men at all. That's just crazy, but it's crazy in the coolest way. Like, that's really nerdy, really Marvel. Really cool. Spider-Man leads to X-Men. That's potentially really cool.
Right.
Yeah. And this trailer was awesome. It has potential to be the best Spider-Man movie we've ever had, honestly. No Way Home's got the nostalgia effect, but this really has potential for the story. And I'm really excited for this.
The nerd in me is so happy. Even Frank's Punisher scenes, or even those little clips, were so cool. Like, I could totally see him fitting in there, even if he doesn't have to throw F-bombs or, be cutting limbs off. He seems like he's gonna fit. He's just, Spider-Man brings MJ over there to so Punisher could protect her and stuff like that. Punisher's in Spider-Man's ear. They got communication, and he's like, whatever you're gonna do, just do it. Like, it seems like he's a part of the show. Hulk verse, like this potentially overpowered Spider-Man dude. Like, all this stuff sounds so nerdy and weird, but like it's just like, it scratches all the weird itches that I didn't know I had. And it's just like, it could be like one of the coolest Spider-Man movies. Maybe not the best Spider-Man movie ever structurally, but in a nerd way, this seems like it could be like the coolest Spider-Man movie ever.
And we were kind of theorizing before that
Dude.
the Punisher might just show up in like the first act of the movie and then disappear. But it seems in the trailer that he might show up maybe halfway
He's
through
in
the
it.
movie and then
Right.
kind of be there till the end, which is way better. So I'm excited for that.
Yeah. That prison scene's got to at least be the second act. So he's at
Right.
least in it through into the middle. Yeah, I'm more convinced that he's going to be a part all the way through at this point. And in the Hulk design, by the way, it looks slightly different. Obviously, he's larger, but I love it, man.
Darker.
We only saw glimpses of it, and I am really liking it so far. Yeah.
Yeah. Thunderclap.
He didn't seem bigger to me. I almost want to say even that audio clip was from a different scene, and maybe he does get bigger. And
Maybe he's talking about
we
something
have-
else.
We have this crazy like Savage Hulk thing going on. We'll see about that. But yeah, because he didn't look that much bigger to me. Standing next to Spider-Man. Who knows?
Yeah. Why are they in prison though, JD?
Sorry.
Why do you think
Jokes.
are they breaking out Daredevil
Well,
from prison
well-
or what's going on? Because he's in his Spider-Man costume, so he didn't obviously get arrested.
Matt Murdock was in No Way Home. He was in Spider-Man 3. Freaking
Yes.
Peter met him as his lawyer. So when he went public with his Daredevil identity, you gotta believe
Yes.
that Peter recognized, okay? Like, holy shit, my lawyer was Daredevil? He's in jail?
Right.
Like, gotta go save him. I mean, and it's
Yeah,
it's literally the Hand he's fighting in jail. So
Right.
that's a Daredevil thing. And so he's fighting ninjas in jail. I really, really hope he's breaking out Daredevil. I don't even care
Be
what
sick.
the context is. That's just going to be so epic.
Or
We already have
at least
Punisher,
run by his
Hulk,
cell.
and-
who
Anything.
said Spider-Man
Sorry.
run by his cell and see Matt there? Hey, aren't you my
Yeah.
lawyer? Something like that. But because I've heard the rumor that if it is Jean Grey, she gets kind of falsely blamed for this because she has similar powers to the mind control, and she's arrested at this point. And so there's theories out there that Peter's breaking in to actually get Jean Grey's help, kind of prove that it's not her behind everything that's happening. I've seen some theories about the plot lines, which to me, if that's the case, I guess that makes sense. It's not for Matt, but yeah, there are just so many. Just show him at least. If he's not going into the prison for Matt, just let us see him. Let us see that handsome face for just like 10 seconds, give us a quick funny line.
I was going to real quick about box office. I was like, throw Daredevil in the I would rather not see Daredevil in the trailer. It'd be a really cool surprise in the movie. But I also saw a report the other day that Daredevil Born Again did not great numbers. Like, people
not
aren't
surprised.
rushing to go watch Daredevil, even though like we all love it. It's really good, but its numbers aren't all that great. So if you,
Which
it's
is
not
weird.
It is kind of
The
weird.
finale
Like,
had
throw-
the highest rated episode of all MCU shows ever of season 2
but
somehow. But I don't
The
agree.
article I was reading was the finale specifically was not even in the top 10 watched shows. That
numbers straight
Yeah.
up. And that's probably the case. Yeah.
Yeah. Daredevil's
But
not
that's
a real
weird. I
casual
agree.
fan, You need to be like
True.
a swety to be a Daredevil fan.
But
or-
he should be. I feel like, right?
Yeah,
He's
we
so
should be for
cool.
sure.
He should be, but he's not.
I think there's some too. I know some people though who didn't watch Born Again because they're like, do I have to watch 3 episodes of the Netflix series first? And it's like, well, it does
3
build off
seasons,
of that. I mean, I guess you don't have to, but it absolutely, like, if you haven't watched the Netflix series, to me, Born Again doesn't mean as much because there's
No,
so
it
much
wouldn't.
stuff built on top
It
of that with
wouldn't.
Kingpin and
True.
Daredevil building up to that rivalry. So a lot of people, I feel like, were like, that's just, I got to watch 3 seasons to start this show that's coming on Disney. I feel like that played a part in the numbers being kind of low.
Mhm. Which sucks.
Yeah, it deserves the attention.
Dave, before we move on, what's your percentage chance Daredevil's in the movie out of 100?
Daredevil or Matt Murdock?
Well, I guess
Either.
if he's in prison, he's just Matt. Either.
0%.
If he breaks him out, though, if he breaks him out,
No.
he's gonna fight as Daredevil at the end with
Yeah,
Punisher.
but I don't. I'm gonna
I
go
think-
2% Daredevil, 30% Matt Murdock.
Wow. JD.
I like the 30% for the overall kind of Matt Murdock. But if he does break him out of jail, I'll go good. I mean, then in that
Has to do it for a
scenario, I'd
reason.
go good. If he
Yeah.
does break Matt Murdock out of jail, I'd go up to like a good 80%. We'll see Daredevil. But like either or Matt Murdock or Daredevil. Yeah, I think 30% is a really solid number.
It would feel weird though if like the final battle starts and Spider-Man walks up and then to his left and right is the Punisher and Daredevil.
Dude.
Okay.
But oh my god, how hard would I get?
We have the Avengers at home.
Off the charts.
There was a comic run with those three specifically.
Okay.
Greg Rucka's Punisher and Mark Waid's Daredevil. And that crossed over with Spider-Man. I forgot who was writing, but they totally had a little mini series together. Those three, they're just the street level New York heroes, dude. You could see that.
It makes sense.
Totally.
That would be so sick.
Right. So the Odyssey comes out 2 weeks before Spider-Man. Sorry, little malfunction on laptop.
Does it?
Yeah, Odyssey comes out the 17th and Spider-Man is the 31st. So
mid-July, baby.
Yeah, July's crazy.
I've been thinking the Odyssey was in like October.
No.
Oh,
that's what I was thinking this whole time.
I thought we were like close to Thanksgiving.
I thought it was almost here,
Christmas,
baby.
Though.
Yeah, I was thinking it was close to Doomsday and Dune. Oh, all right. Hell yeah.
So for the box office, real quick, we do have Toy Story coming out this weekend, Supergirl next weekend. So Andy's about to get started. And I think Moana is the beginning of July. And then we have the Odyssey and Spider-Man. So go to the movie theaters, kids, because there's a lot of stuff coming out. I actually saw Disclosure Day. It was good. I wasn't blown away.
Good
it was
mark?
good, though.
Or a good period.
If you're expecting an alien invasion movie, this is not it. It's more like the people side of things, which, like Dave, you said it perfectly. Civil War. It's like an alien version of Civil War, where there's
Captain
not a lot
America.
of. Yeah, no, excuse me. Yeah, the Civil War, A24. Yeah, sorry. So I was not disappointed, but it didn't blow me away. But it was good. I would give it like a 7.8, maybe around there. So wasn't horrible, wasn't great. It's fun. Maybe wait till it comes out. Actually, you know what? Go see it in the box office for me, please.
I would wait till it's on HBO and just be comfortable at home. You know, David needs some help on this box office draft, so just go ahead and wait and just watch it.
Emily Blunt's character was really cool, though. I really liked her character. She was cool.
Nice. Okay.
Yeah, I'm pretty sure she killed it.
Angie, I'm going to nip this in the bud real quick for you. Jeremy, David Love, what was your reaction to the Shrek 5 trailer? I would be pretty confident none of us have seen it. Not a big Pixar animated Disney DreamWorks podcast here. Well, no, I was just saying in general. I wasn't saying Shrek was Pixar. No, I was just going over the major, like Toy Story 5's coming out. That's a huge deal. I have no interest in it. I'm not going to go see it. I know it's like one of the most iconic franchises out there. But I have no interest in it. I like the first one, and I'll watch it with my kid when he's old enough. But
I love the first one. Yeah.
As far as podcasts go, I know a lot of podcasts cover Toy Story 5 and all these new animated, but we're not super into the old Shrek 5, Toy Story 5 deal.
We are kind of Pixar kids, though. You know, like
totally.
Toy Story came out when we were 4 or 5 years old.
Yes.
Pixar
you know
was
what I mean?
peak, man. Incredibles. I mean, we had some insane. Nope, shit.
We're not
Incredibles is Pixar, right?
Yeah, no, that's a little later.
Yeah, okay. Yeah. No, you're right. That was when we were like 12, I want to say, or at least when JD and I were 12 year old. But
14.
He's like a year and a half older.
But yeah, I almost thought about we should do a top 5 Pixar movies for Toy Story. Maybe we'll do that on the next week in Geek real fast. Give us our top 5 all time. Quick little segment.
Throw something together there. And then also Alex, Cap and Trip in the comment section. Shout out to you. You guys see the Doomsday leaks. I don't know how much we'll address about them. I saw a trailer.
Robert Downey Jr.
Yeah, well, I saw the Sentinels being raised up by Doom, I think, and then Yelena was one of the first characters circling. Well, you know, it's just I don't even know if it's a real scene. It was a really pixelated deal, but it was just hilarious. You see these giant Sentinels, and then the first person you see is Yelena, and it's like, what the hell is she going to do against a Sentinel? Throw that stick at him. Freaking tase them in the foot there real quick. Yeah, no, I don't know. There are leaks out there, but we typically try to avoid some of them.
We do.
Sometimes we discuss it in our private life.
Well, I mean, we're just in an age where we just don't know if it's real or not. So we don't want to pay too much attention to it because it's just a weird AI era where it's like a lot of fake stuff comes out.
You know what's weird
Apparently,
though? Oh yeah, go ahead.
Apparently it is real, and apparently it's the big battle at the X-Mansion. Apparently there's a moment where like Thor and Captain America realize that Doctor Doom is not he's a bad guy. And apparently it's real from what the big trades have been saying. But it's not super spoilery. It's just some action and Sentinels raising the X-Men, everyone reacting to Doctor Doom being bad.
Right.
So
it's like a circle shot, like the Avengers original, but with a larger group and Sentinels.
Heard that. Yeah.
What it was. But what I was going to say is what's weird is we are in a weird age of AI, but we've had like the last two major projects where we had a leak of a script and then somebody put an AI trailer of it together. And then the real trailer ends up being pretty much identical to the AI trailer I feel like that's happened twice now. The Spider-Man and with, I forgot whatever the last one was, the Doomsday trailers. But yeah, the AI trailers keep ending up being real. I've noticed the last few major projects, but yeah.
All right, Angie, I know Doctor Doom was always bad, but I'm almost positive this movie's going to start out with them believing he is good because his plight is whether he is good or bad, his plight in the movie will be to save the multiverse, whether that's through villainous means or hero means. But I do believe that they are going to like join him in his quest temporarily. He's going to come. He's going to show up. He's going to show up out of nowhere and be like, yo, I have the answer to these incursions. I just need some help. I think a lot of that movie, or not a lot of the movie, but a portion of the movie will be them actually teaming up with Doom before they realize he's a villain. So yeah, of course he is a villain. He is bad. He's always bad and he will be bad. But yeah, I think a portion of the movie, they will believe he's trying to do the right thing.
Over under this movie's 3 hours.
Over.
Oh, I bet it's 3 hours.
Over.
Yeah.
It needs to be.
Yeah.
Spider-Man is 2.5 hours. That's a good chunk of time.
I like that.
I think it might be the longest Spider-Man movie we've ever had.
I feel like I thought I saw a headline of something like that. Yeah.
No Way Home was pretty long.
Yeah, I think it beats it by a couple minutes from what I was saying.
I think it was like a matter of 5 minutes, but I'll give you a real quick. Oh, wow. Spider-Man 3 was 2 hours and 36 minutes.
Whoa.
The Amazing Spider-Man was 2 hours and 33 minutes. Wow. No Way Home's not on this list, though. So this is, I don't know how long No Way Home was.
It can't be longer than that, though. Probably
2
like
hours and 36 minutes. 2 hours and 28. Wow. So Spider-Man No Way Home was shorter than so just the Amazing Spider-Man and Spider-Man 3. So the third longest Spider-Man movie.
Holy shit.
Spider-Man 3 is the longest?
Yeah.
So much crap.
I mean, there was a lot of crap going on.
Oh, yeah.
They had a lot of story to tell.
That sucks. That's the worst. Like maybe the worst one's the longest one. Huh.
All right, let's talk a little Lord of the Rings. Talk a little Hunt for Gollum. Anya Taylor-Joy has joined the cast, and do we have any guesses on what character she might be playing? Does she look like anything to you? Yes, of course.
Well, it is an elf.
She's playing a character named Saren, and so the cast so far, of course, we have Andy Serkis as Gollum, Ian McKellen as Gandalf, Kate Winslet as Marigold, Jamie Dornan as Strider, aka Aragorn, Lee Woodall as Halvard, Lee Pace as Thranduil, Elijah Wood as Frodo, and Anya Taylor-Joy. So we have a pretty stacked cast so far. Does this bring your excitement levels up, Dave, or you think they're just, throwing everything at the wall and seeing what sticks?
Look, they're absolutely doing that, but they're doing a pretty good job of it, if I'm being honest. Like when they first announced this, zero excitement, not happy about Aragorn being recasted. the whole thing seems not necessary for me. Again, this whole thing is based on a conversation between Gandalf and Frodo, and something that happened in between the 17-year gap of Bilbo's party and when they set off for the ring. When Gollum is missing, they find out, you know, he's being searched for because they realize he has a inside tip on the ring. So yeah, no, I just think it's kind of unnecessary. But man, I mean, I love Lee Pace coming back as Thranduil. That's awesome. He was one of the better parts of the Hobbit trilogy. He was an awesome character they brought in. I loved him. Anya Taylor-Joy is a great actress. There are so many great elf characters that are in existence that you could have just given her one of those. Like, there are a ton of female elf characters out there that are around Middle Earth during this time, but you know, whatever. So they created a new character for her. I mean, it is working, kind of. I am getting more and more interested in it. The more names they keep dropping and the more information that keeps dropping. I still don't think it's going to be amazing, but promotion-wise, they're doing a good job.
David,
Yes.
all right, so in the movies, Gandalf shows up to the Shire, and it's pretty quick. We've learned the ring, and they set out on their journey. But in the books, Gandalf showed up with Frodo, talked a lot, and is this the 17-year gap? When he left, because in the book, he fills Frodo with all the information on Sauron, the ring. He says, here's the ring, don't use it. And then he disappears for, like over a decade. That's a book thing. So is this movie following book lore or movie lore?
So in the movie,
it never says how long he was gone.
It could have rolled out that way. Exactly. They didn't say how long it was, and it takes a long time for hobbits to age. Again, in the book, Frodo's like 55 when he sets out on his task from the Shire. And during the birthday of Bilbo, he was like 38 or something like that. So the whole birthday scene in the movie, Bilbo has his birthday. He takes the ring. He hides from the party. He goes up, and Gandalf gets him to leave the ring behind as he heads off to Rivendell. From that point, Gandalf sees the ring, and his brain starts going. He goes, hold on. I've heard stories about a ring. You know, Bilbo is obviously mentally captivated by this ring. There's something going on, and it's a magic ring. He went invisible. He went invisible in front of everybody. So in this point, Gandalf rides to Minas Tirith. He rides to the libraries, and he starts sorting through everything to try. And it shows this in the movie. It shows Gandalf after he meets with them. He's going through all the books. He's reading. And then he goes back to the Shire. Frodo walks in, and Gandalf is already in front of the fire. And he says, where's the ring? Is it secret? Is it safe? And then he tosses it into the fire, sees that the writing is on the ring, and Gandalf has now confirmed, shit, this is the one ring. And so between the time he left from the party to that night where he tossed the ring in the fire, 17 years passed in the books. In the movie, they don't tell you how long has passed. But you have to imagine for Gandalf to ride from the Shire all the way to Minas Tirith, do all this study, learn all this stuff, and ride all the way back to the Shire, a lot of time had to pass.
And he hunt for Gollum, too.
Yes, so exactly. So during that point, there are some stuff said in the book, which is basically what they're going off, which is what Gandalf told Frodo, you know, Gollum was a name. He gave the word Shire to the Nazgul, and that's how they know. So that came from this whole hunt for Gollum stuff. Gollum got captured by Mordor, was released, and that's the time period we're filling in here. So yeah, in the book, Frodo was 38 at the birthday, and 50. Again, I don't know. I'm not positive on these numbers, but I know it was a 17-year gap. So that's what we're filling in now here.
Do you think we will see the Gollum getting captured and tortured for information in the hunt for Gollum?
Possibly. I mean, they got to fill in time. You might as well. We saw a glimpse of that in the Fellowship, so flesh it out. You know, they have to. They've got to find some stuff to flesh this out. Like, this is a big movie with a lot of people.
It doesn't make sense to me still, because they're hunting for Gollum,
and they're never
Gollum doesn't have the ring. He doesn't even have anything. And
like,
they're hunting him for info.
And Gandalf went and researched it all, and then he comes back and confirms it. So maybe hunting for Gollum
doesn't matter.
And
that's my point. It's not even like in the book, Aragorn caught Gollum, got the info, gave it to Gandalf, and he gave it to Frodo. Like, nothing like that happened. So
I saw a thing. I wish I remember the name of the source, but I saw a thing where there is lore involved where Gandalf actually tortured Gollum for information, deprived him of food and water, was talking about like, I'm going to put the fear of fire into you. But again, inconsequential. We already know kind of where the information goes and how it's used. Here's one other thing.
Yeah.
If you go with do something, it's just Star Wars. I'm sick of the prequels and everything because we know the fate of all these characters. Like, I don't care. We know where all this leads. But like Lord of the Rings, I'm willing to give them some space for that. But if you go Revenge of the Sith, Rings of, it's going to sound a little repetitive because we're stoked about Sauron for Rings of Power and how they're developing Sauron for Rings of Power. But you do need a villain presence. And the way that he is not a freaking bipedal walking around villain in the Lord of the Rings. So help us conceptualize him as the eye. Help us understand why it, like if we sit there and feel like it's so dire and so terrifying that he finds out that Frodo has the ring, finds out that the ring is in the Shire, and that's like a cool way. Like, we know the fate of everyone's story here, but you can really make Sauron and kind of conceptualize him as the eye and introduce that to fans. He could still be a really cool, weirdly used villain for this leading up to it. So go ahead.
Just to clear it up, Gandalf did not physically torture Gollum, just psychologically.
He made Gollum think that he was going to burn him, and there's a whole philosophical debate about whether that was okay or not. And a lot of people use the fact that he died in Khazad-dûm and was brought back to finish his task. And if he did something so horrible, they wouldn't have trusted him to bring him back to finish the task. So his torturing was okay in the eyes of the Valor. So don't worry about that. But yeah, no, he didn't actually physically torture him. He just made Gollum think that he was going to be burned by Gandalf and got some information out of him.
Remember that old Punisher movie when he touches him with a popsicle?
Yeah.
Tells him that he's burning. Maybe Gandalf hits him with a popsicle. You
kind of like that. Kind of like
tosses some ice cream on
was
him.
Was that Ray Stevenson? Was that Punisher Warzone, or was that no?
That was not Warzone.
That was with.
Oh, it was with like name? Kevin Nash as the villain, or not a villain, but one of the henchmen.
John Travolta was one of the villains. I can't remember who played Punisher. Oh man,
me neither. But yeah, it's that one. Hits him with the popsicle.
Anyways,
classic.
Yeah, good move. Good move. Oh, Thomas Jane. Shit. Shit. No, that's not it. What was it? Come on. It is Thomas Jane. Okay. Trust yourself, Dave. Jeez. Anyway, Lord of the Rings. Yeah.
Lord of the Rings comes out next year, right? 2027.
2027.
A new mysterious event movie by the Duffer Brothers will release in November 2028. Are we excited about the Duffer Brothers? Nope, going to the movies. All right, let's move on. No,
I
it's an event movie. So, and I feel like if the Duffer Brothers are going to do something, it'll be based off of some type of source material. I could see them like doing like a book or a comic. I don't know. What do you think?
No source material for Stranger Things, right?
I feel like they would do that though. If it's an event, movie, they can't like. You think they can do it?
I just don't know because like the event ended. The climax of Stranger Things was the event, right. So I don't know where the hell you're going with this. So
it's not Stranger Things at all. It's just their own. It's a whole new thing.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. You want the Duffer Brothers to direct a big budget movie?
Well, sure. Yeah, I thought it was Stranger Things related in that universe. So like, yeah, I'm open to it. Sure. We'll see we need more details, but yeah, sure.
Only reason I'm apprehensive and a little skeptical as far as this goes is because the whole rumor with Duffer Brothers was one of their wives was a main writer on it until season 4, and they got divorced in the middle of season 4, and then the writing plummeted after the wife wasn't a part of the writing crew. So now that she's not there, and she was like she had worked on horror projects before Stranger Things, like she was kind of tied into the industry. And then when they got divorced, the writing kind of went downhill. So a lot of people are saying maybe she was the mastermind behind a lot of that writing. I guess this is their test. Let's see what they can do alone. Oh, Thomas Jane, thank you. It took me a while, but I appreciate you.
And Cap and Trip, thanks for tuning in, man. You're
yeah.
consistently in the chat, man. We
Shout
really
out
appreciate
Alex.
that.
He's a good man.
Yeah, stay tuned. I'll be doing a Assassin's Creed Black Flag gaming streams in about 2 weeks when it comes out. So
it's out in 2 weeks.
Beginning of July. Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah, time is flying by this year.
I want to see how it looks, dude. I'm really curious.
Me too. Yeah. All right, our last topic. House of the Dragon season 3 premieres Sunday. Battle of the Goal at runtime is about 25 minutes. Battle of the Bastards released 10 years ago today.
Wow.
Come on, boys. I'm glad Andy's not here for this because he is the Game of Thrones hater. So all of us here can revel in our Westeros return. Andy. We love you, Andy. We love you. But a 25-minute Battle of the Bastards was around the same time. Of course, you said the Winterfell battle, the Dark Night or the Long Night battle was supposed to be, it took 75 days. We couldn't see shit the whole time. This is going to be on the water, dragons flying around, burning ships, Corlys Velaryon trying to take things down. So how excited are you and how nervous or maybe, anxious are you to watch this episode?
I'm so scared. I'm fucking terrified. But I am so excited. You mentioned Corlys Velaryon. I can't wait to see him. I just wish we would have saw him in his prime because I know that dude was whooping ass in his prime.
He gets a show.
And he's on the Sea Snake. We're getting that whole background, so that would be cool. Because he's old. He almost died here. He's definitely at the end of his rope. Dude, I gotta wait till Monday. It's okay. Spend time with my family Sunday, but Monday night I'm coming home. Don't tell me anything about this episode. I will turn my phone off if I need to. I'm blasting this thing on the big screen. It's going to be epic, dude. I genuinely I'm a little nervous just because I don't know how you can go up from this start of a season. I really think this should have been the end of last season because, man, what a way to start off the season. Yeah, you start
character development. It's like a fighting episode 1 and then just slows down for 7 episodes.
Yeah, exactly. And I know there's a lot to happen. So they should have enough to keep it crazy the whole season, but I still go back to this should have been the season 2 finale. But my expectations are probably too high. I'm really expecting this 25-minute battle to be one of the best entries in the Game of Thrones universe. I can't freaking wait.
Yeah.
I think as far as emotional attachment, it might not be as good, but I think cinematically and aesthetically, it will be the best battle ever in any Westeros show, just because the way they're hyping it up, the way that season 2 we thought was going to be a war, but it was more development. And man, I don't have any fear. I'm so excited for this season. After a season 2 of kind of disappointment, but development, I really think this whole season is going to be just savage. And the way they're hyping up episode 1, I would put $50 on it. This is going to be the best battle in Westeros TV show history. I don't know. There's dragons and stuff, dude. There is plenty of emotional attachment still with the green versus the blacks, Rhaenyra versus Alicent. So, man, I just cannot wait for this. And it's just a couple days away.
Dude.
Season 2 was disappointing, but they did have that good battle where Rhaenys died, Aegon got hurt, and Kristen Cole's all running around, all shell shocked. So
it
had a good battle.
Loser.
Yeah.
No, real quick, Caleb, before you just to address my being terrified doesn't stem from me being afraid it's not going to be a good season. I'm terrified on my emotional stakes because I know a lot of characters I like are going to die in this season, and I
way
know
more than the original show.
Right. I'm I know it's going to happen. So that's where my terrified comment comes from. But as far as quality and everything, I think it's going to be great. I'm really excited. It's going to be tough, man. I really like a lot of these characters, and I know 95% of them don't make it out. So,
and we know that, it's not a spoiler to say that the Targaryens and their dragons are never the same after the show. This is the Civil War, the beginning of the downfall.
That's like saying Anakin's never going to be the same after Revenge of the Sith coming out. You're
Right.
like, it's not a spoiler. It's how the future of this timeline goes. But yeah, dude.
It's gonna suck. And
That
Ryan
might
Condal,
be harder watching dragons die. Sorry.
I know that's the part I
true.
don't want to watch.
Yeah.
It's like dogs. I can watch people get tortured,
Right.
but
Yeah,
if a
bro.
dog gets like even punched, I'm like, this is too much.
Dude, I was so mad when Rhaegal died, and when oh god, I know the ice one started with a V. Damn it, I ruined it. But I was so sad when Danny's dragons died, man. That was hard.
Vagar.
Thank you.
Yeah, I know the end of one major character, and I do not want to see that. That's all I'm gonna say. I don't.
There's one big one that it's gonna be.
There's
so
a big
sad.
one it's gnarly.
You sons of guns. I haven't read. I don't know, y'all.
It's
So
bad.
wow.
But the showrunner Ryan Condal was asked if he could do more than 4 seasons. He said, "No, I can do 4." And it's kind of interesting because this show has been stretched out to 4 seasons, where the original Game of Thrones show was crunched down to 8, and we were saying, do more. Like, you can do 9, you can do 10, like the pitch meeting. You can do more seasons if you want. No, it's fine. We can do it all in 6 episodes. And when it comes to House of the Dragon, it's like, no, 4 seasons is perfect to tell this story. So I'm actually excited that they're telling, what we talking about with The Boys, where it probably shouldn't have gone 5 seasons to begin with. It probably should have gone 3 or 4. You know what I mean? So I think this is a perfect cap to the show. Nice and steady. You guys agree?
Yeah,
Yeah,
absolutely.
yeah, 100%.
I think it's gonna be great. I totally agree with that.
So we will obviously, I think our next episode, next maybe Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, we'll be hopping on YouTube Live. Anyone wants to join me? JD, you going to be down?
Yeah, we have a 3-day weekend coming up. I could probably pull it off.
There we go. So, we have any other news pieces out there?
No, I don't know. Do we got time for what you've been watching, or you want to hold that off for the next time there?
Let's do it. You can do it now. Do you want to go first?
Yeah,
what have you been watching lately? It's been a long time.
It's been a while. I'm not going to go back very far. I'm just going to do recent because we haven't done it in like 3 months. So I'm not going to go over everything I've watched. But just recently, I started 3 shows, super weird, and they're all kind of guilty watches except for Sandman. But Sandman, Supernatural, and Lucifer. Lucifer is a background show, but I got to say, Tom Ellis, he's charismatic as hell. It's not a good show. Just going to lead that off there. It's not a quality show. But it's kind of entertaining. Supernatural, same thing. I'm not really into it yet. It's a background show that I've been throwing on. But I will say Jensen Ackles is already kind of hooking me with it. But I want to talk about Sandman real quick. So it's the Netflix show. It's actually a Neil Gaiman comic, right? Yeah.
Dude,
okay.
Almost shot for shot, word for word. It's so close to that comic.
I saw clips like a year or 2 ago where the actual scenes are just like perfect images of the panels.
Yeah.
But dude, it starts off really slow. I'll say that, but I'm 7 episodes in of season 1, and season 6 was incredible. Like, it was the most I've enjoyed an episode. Or sorry, yeah, episode 6 of season 1 was incredible. And I'll just briefly, the main character's dream, right? So you have all these ethereal characters who are part of heaven and hell and angels and demons and all this stuff.
Brienne of Tarth.
He's the Sandman. Yeah. I haven't gotten to her yet, but I've seen her in clips and stuff. She's in hell.
I'm pretty sure she's the devil or something.
Is she the devil? Okay, I knew she was.
I don't remember exactly, but she's up there in the hierarchy of hell.
Looking for Renly.
So they're all walk the earth. They watch people happen. They watch people do their stuff. But Sandman is the main character, Dream. And he makes a deal with this guy where he overhears a guy in a tavern in the 1300s saying how he'd want to live forever. And so he grants him that. He goes, "You're going to hate it. I'll meet you here in the same tavern in 100 years. And he meets him in 1489. And he gets kind of the feedback from this guy and what he's done in the last 100 years. Then he meets him in 1589. And they keep meeting all the way until 1789 or 1889. And it's just really well written, dude. Their conversations, everything this guy's gone through. And he's down on his luck after a century, gone through crazy stuff, the slave trades, all this stuff that has happened in America in this little spot here and in England. And it's just written very well. I loved the episode. Like, I really thought it was top notch, and it hooked me back into the show. So again, if you can push through the first few episodes, they're not bad. They're just slow. Dream's voice might put you to sleep. But I'm really enjoying season 1 so far. So I'll let you know how the actual season ends. And again, you do have to push through the first few episodes.
Okay.
His voice is so deep for how he looks.
Dude, it puts you to sleep, but he looks like Pee Wee Herman a little bit with longer hair.
JD, anything you've been watching lately outside of the podcast realm? I know you're a busy man.
I'm very busy. I've been rewatching The Office, bro. My
There we
favorite
go.
comedy show ever. And I've just been going through it again. It never gets old. It is so funny. I don't know how they stuff so much actual humor into every single episode. Like they're geniuses. And it's such basic, dry, like everyday kind of humor. And it's somehow just the absolute best. But nothing exciting for me recently. Just The Office is the best thing.
That's one of the perks of having cable on Comedy Central. It's either Family Guy, South Park, or The Office is just like on all day long. It's like, okay, I'm doing something. I'll put on The Office or I'll put on South Park or Family Guy and just kind of halfway watch it.
Well, like it's like the one show that's that good that I could just watch around my kids. We could just throw it on and there's no concerns there. It's like totally fine as far as that goes. So it's just perfect.
Right.
It's a great show.
Well, I've been at the end of last year, I looked at my letterbox and I realized I only watched like a handful of movies. So I've been really trying to do it this year. And I've watched 22 movies so far this year. A couple of them are rewatches, but 22 movies, that's pretty good. Not gonna talk about any of them, but just saying, we're trying to
start the list.
We need a review of all 22.
Yeah. Okay, sit down. No, but 3 shows. Invincible. I can't believe no one ever recommended that show to me before. Like, that's pretty messed up. But, I finally started. I'm like halfway through season 3. I mean, just an awesome. I think season 1 was phenomenal. Season 2 was good. A little bit of a step down. Season 3 is better than season 2 so far.
Yeah.
Still waiting on the Omni-Man trial. Or light spoiler alert. Omni-Man trial. What's going to happen with that? So.
I guess it's a spoiler if you haven't watched the show, but
yeah,
dude, you're cruising through it, man. It's a great show.
Yeah.
There you go.
And I started Breaking Bad for the first time ever about 2 weeks ago. We're about 5 episodes in, which is so crazy. I've never seen Breaking Bad before.
It's only been out for 20 years. One of the best shows ever. One of the most overhyped shows too. So the fact you haven't watched it, it's pretty wild.
The first couple episodes were really good. Then it kind of slowed down. And he just accepted the treatment finally after his whole family found out and they got all pissed off at him. And then he lied to his wife and said he was going to have his like rich friend pay for it, but he just showed up at Jesse's house and he's like, "You want to cook?" And that was the end of the episode. So it's like, all right, he's getting back into it.
I was gonna say, I thought episode 1 had meth already being cooked in it. Like, it felt like it moved
that was
quick.
Crazy, yeah. And then the last show is Euphoria. I did series finale. The whole show ended. It was better than I thought it was gonna be. It was definitely like a Quentin Tarantino knockoff. They were trying to go for those vibes, but it was cool. I mean, I'm glad they aged up the characters so they're actually adults now and not in high school. Sydney Sweeney doing an OnlyFans was, nice for some moments. We're over an hour into the podcast, so she brought those money makers out a couple times. You know what I mean? So,
which is chill. I saw a clip of her dressed in baby gear. I thought that was a bit. That was a bit odd, but I've heard Sam Levinson is a bit of a creep, so maybe he is a little bit Tarantino-ish. I guess that kind of checks out.
But Coleman Domingo's having a year. I'll tell you that much. Euphoria, Disclosure Day. I think he's in
Jackson. He's Joe Jackson, which I guess he killed it as Joe. Wait, he's in Disclosure Day?
Yeah.
Oh my God, he's really having a year. Yeah, he's like he killed it as Joe Jackson from what I've heard.
My wife really liked that movie actually.
All right. Thanks for going to watch it. I haven't seen it, but it's doing well.
I hate you so much. It's almost at $1 billion. That was supposed to be my movie last year.
You snooze, you lose, man. You should have made them do it sooner.
I drafted it.
It's all right. I'm gonna lose. It's fine.
I'm getting last place though, so
I'm gonna beat y'all before Doomsday comes out. Shit.
Shut up.
You might, dude. I'm not gonna make $3 billion at this rate.
Yeah. All right. Well, that was what have you been watching lately? Hey, stay tuned for maybe a little Why So Sidious game night. If you have any ideas, maybe a topic for a blind ranking or a keep 5 cut 5 or a would you rather question, send it in the comments down below. Send it in the next TikTok video JD post. So get those ideas cooking for a Why So Sidious game night. We'd
Like
really
a-
appreciate that.
Like a fuck, marry, kill.
Yeah.
That's easy. Throw that in
blank,
there.
marry,
We'll
kill.
answer every
Like
single
David,
one.
love, go in the comments. I'm waiting.
Okay.
The
All right,
gayer, the better.
Yeah.
Okay. I'll do it all men.
It is June. We respect Pride Month here.
Yes. It could just be fuck,
June
fuck,
is
fuck.
when
if
you
like.
look away from the poon.
Well, that wraps it up
Two
for another
solid
edition
things
of
to end
Week
on,
in Geek.
yeah.
I'm going to push through here. And we see you next time here at Why So Sidious the Nerd Podcast, where we cover House of the Dragon, Season 3, Episode 1, The Battle of the Gollum.
Sorry.
Fucking shit, dude.